My name is Rachel, and I am I said the crochet on my shirt. I am the thrifty crocheter. It says, I crochet so I don't choke people. Save a life. Send yarn. It is Tuesday, August the 5th. This morning I took my dad to his rock steady boxing over at my daughter's work, which is a retirement center. But rock steady boxing is for patients with Parkinson's. And we've been going there for about a month or two now. Um, and they don't like box each other. They box a boxing bag, and they work on other physical, like tons of other physical exercises, and they work on voice. They work on memory. They work on dexterity. Like they had a mannequin that they had to button and unbutton, and or like they had to take bolts and twist and untwist them. They had to work with. They work on everything. They work on everything that has to do with Parkinson's, which I think is awesome. Anyway, and then we went to lunch, and then I took him to the pharmacy, and then I took him home. So that's why it's afternoon now. Before I get to this, 365 days of kindness. August the 5th. Feed the flock. Let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good works. Hebrews 10:24. There is power in numbers. Sometimes we can be influenced in the wrong way by what the majority of people are saying or doing. When we start to hear that our friends are not going to a certain event because they can't be bothered, or our colleagues say they aren't interested in starting a task the team was asked to do, it demotivates us as well. In the same way, we can be motivated when people make an effort to help out in the community or get on board with the project. There is strength in the collective yes. So consider how you are able to stir up others to love and good works. What have you been asked to do lately that will require some sacrifice on your part? But you know it is a good thing to join in on. Act of kindness. Say yes to volunteering for something at church. Yes, that is a good thing. Just say yes to volunteering, period. When our church was at its previous location, we were a food bank, one of the branches for the food bank for the community, and I helped with that. And then I also helped run. We had a little thrift store in our church, and I ran that as well. I mean, I didn't run the food bank; someone else ran it, but I would help volunteer, help them with passing out food. But and then I ran the little thrift store. And then when we moved locations, I had to shut the thrift store down because our church is been nesting in another church. So anyway, daily guideposts for grandmothers. And when you volunteer, it is so fun. And then 1 year for VBS, that's one of the things we did. It was a week of volunteering. That's what we did when our church was at its previous location. And we had VBS as well, but we also had a week of volunteering where we did volunteer work like all over our town, and it was so fun. August the 5th. Let us therefore follow after the things which make for peace. Romans 14:19. I was pretty proud of myself when I took my car in for an oil change last week. Now that's off my mind, I thought. And it was. Until on the drive home from work the next evening, dark gray smoke started pouring out from under the hood of my car. Hey lady, another driver shouted at me. Your car's burning up. I was already swinging over to the side of the road. I see it, I muttered. When I popped open the hood, I saw the oil cap was missing. The mechanic had forgotten to put it back on. Oh no, that's not good. Oh, there you go. It was missing. The mechanic had forgotten to put it back on. I drove the rest of the way home. I had no idea that wasn't a good idea. And I worked myself into a state of anxiety. I would too. I would be like, oh, no, you already have smoke. Why would you? Why? Why? Why didn't they put it back? And why did you drive so? Why? Okay. All right. Okay, back to this. I'm sorry. That just gave me anxiety thinking about that. Why did he put it back on? And why did she continue driving when she saw it was smoke? Why? No. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They'll tell me it's my fault, I thought. They'll tell me they can't fix it. I'm probably ruining the engine by driving it. I'll have to take them to court. By the time my imaginary fears had the judge holding me in contempt for not checking my car before I got into it, I knew that I had to pray. God, thank you for keeping me safe. Yeah, God, thank you for keeping her safe. Now, please keep me sane. Yeah, she needed her sanity back. Thank you for that, too. I need your help to deal with this situation calmly. Emphasis on the, in my opinion, emphasis on the word calmly. The next morning at 8 o'clock sharp, I called the oil change place. 1 hour later, a young man in a blue uniform showed up at my front door, and I got a sincere apology, a thorough engine checkup, and a coupon for a free oil change. Oh, nice. Nice. I was afraid the manager would fire me on the spot, the mechanic said as he cleaned up. I sure would like to thank you for being so calm about this. I smiled as I remembered my panic and anger and fear. I had to ask for some help staying calm, I admitted, and I appeared to have gotten it. Today, Lord, let me come to you with my worries. Linda Newkrug. Wow. That poor worker had his own fears and anxiety and panic too, I bet. Wow. Sometimes you gotta look at life through both sides, you know? But yeah, I was worried and anxious for her too. I didn't even think about the mechanic, but I was more anxious and afraid for her. All right, the illustrated words of Jesus for women. August 5th, wheat and weeds. While you are pulling the wheat, this is the verse. I'm not telling you why you're pulling. This is the story. This is while you are pulling the weeds, you may uproot the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. At that time, I will tell the harvesters, first collect the weeds and tie them in bundles to be burned. Then gather the wheat and bring them into my barn. Matthew 13, verses 29 and 30. Patience is part of God's plan. Some people will choose to accept Jesus and follow him. These people are the wheat in this verse. People who choose not to accept him are the weeds. Both groups exist here on earth. But when the day of judgment comes, and it will, the weeds will not be allowed to enter heaven. By their own choice, they have denied Jesus and will not spend forever with him. As long as they remain on this earth, there is a chance that they will change their minds and turn to Jesus. Pray for that. The Bible promises us that Jesus will return to take his faithful followers with him, to live with him in his glorious presence forever. Everyone else will be left behind to face God's wrath and judgment. If Jesus were to return today, do you know if he would take you with him to heaven? Billy Graham. Just that whole little thing alone reminds me of Reminds me of the movie and the book, where people were taken to heaven, and just when they thought that they would be taken to, nope, they were still here on earth, and there everybody was like weeping and crying and going, "Why? Where's me? Why not me? Lord, take me too!" And they thought they were all really good Christians and good people, but God left them here. I mean, there was even a preacher. There was a preacher still left in this movie. There's still a preacher left in the church. Even he didn't get to go. That's pretty sad if even the preacher didn't get to go to heaven. Um, but anyway, this small swatch of yarn has been woven with prayers. As you hold this swatch in your hand, may you feel God's strength, love, and peace flow and know that He holds you in His hands. May God bless and comfort you in time of need and give you peace. Amen. Don't be worried about this. You'll see this from time to time. Sometimes my hand will hurt, my wrist will hurt, or my thumb area bothers me. So I do wear this from time to time. I'm old. I even have pain in my index finger right here sometimes. Just odd. Because I'm right-handed. It's like all my pain's in my left, but I'm right-handed. I don't get it. Glad for it. I don't get it. All right. I hope all of you have a terrific Tuesday and a wonderful rest. Wonderful rest. Well, yeah, get some rest too today, but a wonderful rest of the week. Well, I guess I did need the rest in there, didn't I? I'm silly. I don't know. Love y'all. Bye.